Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to share a collection of lessons punished for being good at your job. So this is part of my collection of lessons series. Anything I say on this channel is not anything advice, and let's get into it. So basically, what I mean by being punished for being good at your job is we have two scenarios here. One is paid an hourly rate and equals, $20 an hour times 50 hours is $1,000 compared to $1,000 job, so something like a contractor or whatever. And the left side is kind of a normal, typical employment state, and the right side is like a contractor when you can't do your job or whatever it is. But basically, what I want to share is how if you are on an hourly rate, usually you're going to get punished for being good at your job. And what I mean by that, basically, I mean like, let's say I'm in computers and I'm in IT, right? So let's just say that you have 50 computers that they want you to roll out. Basically, rolling out means you take a computer, you go to a desk, you hook it up, everything works, you turn it on, and Bob's your uncle type thing, right? That usually takes half an hour to an hour. So let's say it takes an hour. So they calculate, well, it's going to be $20 an hour times 50 hours is $1,000, and you got 1 week to do this, right? On the other side, they say, well, there's 50 computers. We estimate it's probably, an hour each. Therefore, it's $1,000 job. We're going to hire a contractor to do it, right, for $1,000. So both are going to complete the same task. One is on an hourly rate, and the other one, like in a normal traditional salary, and the other one is a contractor rate, right? So let's just give it more of a visual. Let's give a jar here. This is the jar, and this is a 40-hour jar. Oh, sorry, 50-hour jar, right? So this is your time in a jar sense. The other side, let's just go like this, make another jar, and this is a $1,000 jar, right? Let's just say they're both the same dimensions, whatever. This one's in an hourly rate, and this one is in a job rate, right? So let's say it takes, half an hour, and as you're going through, you're getting better, things are going good, you're hooking them up, you're getting faster, that type of thing. So let's say it takes really only 25 hours, right, to do the job. There you go. 25 hours to do the job. Same on the other side. 25 hours to do the job. Someone in an hourly rate or a salary, that type of thing, right? The employer says, hey, you're done in the half amount of time. That good job. And then they give you more stuff. They give you additional duties. They say, well, now you need to go back. You need to make sure, you need to run, defrag on it. You need to, run antivirus on it, that type of thing. They start adding responsibilities into this jar. So basically, they're trying to fill the top to get the money's worth out of you, right? So because you're good at your job, and because they have you on hook for being on an hourly rate, and they're paying you, 50 hours this week, and this could be happening week to week, right? So they say, well, your job that we thought would take 50 hours, you did it in 25. Good job. Now here's some more responsibilities that weren't part of your job. That's usually what happens, and that's how job creep, or scope creep they call it, happens, right? It's like, well, this is what I originally was supposed to do, but because I'm good, I'm getting punished for being good because I'm taking on more stuff that, you said that I should be making this for this job, but because I'm good at my job, I'm getting more additional duties that I'm not getting paid for, right? So that's usually when you're being punished for being good at your job. Whereas the other side, where it's $1,000 job, you do the job, you pay $1,000 and it's done. If they do it in 25 hours, great, right? They got paid technically $40 an hour, if you were to think of it like this in an hourly rate, and they're done. They can do whatever they want in their free time here, right? This is free because the employer isn't saying, hey, you need to go back, you need to do it, I paid you $1,000. Nope, the cost of the job was this. You said roll out the computers. It is what it is. You can't, if you wanted me to do another whatever, you could pay another $1,000. I can go back, check the antivirus, check, all these things, defrag them, whatever you want to do. But the initial job that you quoted me is this, right? Say, well, it needs to be done, that type of thing, and they're pushing on you. You can say, okay, cool, another $1,000, right? $1,000. I can go do all that. They paid the $1,000. I'm getting paid $40 an hour for the entire time now, right? If they actually want it. Or I could line up another client, another customer, whatever, and do another job here, right? So this is where it's like the incentive to do good is better because, I get that free time, or I can charge double, right? Or I can charge whatever, because if I'm good at my job and I do it really well and I do it really quick because I have, let's say, 10, 15 years of experience in IT now, It's like, why would I want to be in an hourly rate where I get punished when I can do the job really well, right? So, this, happened obviously in a previous situation, lifetime, whatever you want to call it, of me, where, I was hired to be a computer tech. And, it's basically, this is you manage the computers. Well, because I did good and because I made scripts, the scripts cut down on my time. Let's say there's, a script that could roll out software, or grab software or backup stuff within an hour, you know, and I made this script and it was really good and it was really efficient to handle 250 computers, right? Normally, doing this one by one, going around to each desk, probably take about an hour each. So really, 250 hours is what I estimate for this, rollout to happen. But I wrote a script to do it in 1 hour. And so it's like, well, they would have paid me 250 hours worth of work, but really they're going to only pay me 1 hour. That's 250 times what I should be making. But because I'm on salary, because I'm on an hourly rate, that happens, right? The other thing I want to talk about is Parkinson's Law. And Parkinson's Law is basically when there's a set amount of time, let's say, 50 hours, somehow, some way, your body, your mind, your whatever, will make that job equal that amount of time, right? So this, where you did the job really good in this situation, and, you got added more stuff to you. Basically, if you were to be like, well, it's supposed to take me 50 hours, I can kind of relax, there's no incentive to do good, this could just take 50 hours like they quoted. And that's what Parkinson's Law shows, is basically anything that, is a set amount of time is going to take that amount of time. So it's really cool if you want to look into Parkinson's Law and how it applies to things. It's kind of like, sometimes when I left for work an hour early, somehow I got there exactly at the same time as when I left 15 minutes early. Why did that happen? I was dilly-dallying along the way, or I picked up coffee along the way, or I don't really drink coffee, but picked up something along the way or stopped by somewhere. Somehow, that trip still took the same amount of time because I knew that the timeline that I had to be there was the same. It's kind of funny how that works if you want to look at Parkinson's Law, but basically the point of the video is being punished for being good at your job, because if you're good at your job, then the employer is going to add more responsibilities that they're not paying you for. I'm sure they're paying you an hourly rate, but they should be paying you the cost of the job, right? And that's what I explained in another video, was the cost of the job. The job takes amount of time, this amount of time they estimate they should pay for that amount of time. If it takes over, then they either estimated wrong or they shortchanged you, or, the original job got scope creeped, right? So that's where I think an hourly rate, people want to do the minimum, and on a job rate, people want to do the maximum, so that's where the incentives lie. And that's it for this video. Thanks, and talk soon.